Me.
Take it away.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful art. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
We
while
get all
we're
this
clapping
engineering
for,
stuff
I'd
from. You
like
know
to give
my
a big round of applause to my band.
Hey everybody, and welcome to 30 Something Podcast. As promised, we are live in the building today at 8:30 something. I have sitting to the left of me Miss Drea, and then Marie, and then our special guest, Ashley Nicole of Geek Plus Magazine, who we will be speaking to later today regarding our Breaking Barriers series. And then we cannot forget our super awesome producer, Miss Miko, in the building. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and all that good stuff. So tonight we're talking about a lot of trending topics in our What Now segment. So we're gonna start it off. We're gonna just very briefly pay homage to the late great Morrison. Yeah, I mean she was like my writing hero, y'all.
How did she pass?
Dang, you gonna put me on the spot. So like this is my favorite quote. If there is a book you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. So that's like one of my motivations as a writer is that quote from Toni Morrison. I thought she passed away from old age. She was in her 80s.
I think it was on.
She was just
I think
older.
we just don't know.
She was seasoned. It was time. She was called home.
I think that sometimes they say it's a complication.
Yeah.
Took a turn for the worse.
Just leave it at that. It was cool.
Hi, Kenneth. Hey, everybody.
She
Thank
has.
y'all for
She
tuning
definitely
in.
left a legacy.
Yeah, she definitely
It will
did.
outlive her.
In her through her words. Yeah. So I thought that was dope. So we just want. Oh, she was sick and hospitalized, but no call. Thank you,
That's
Pamela.
what y'all great for. Thank you. That's what we
Yeah,
waiting
we
on. Somebody like
appreciate
y'all need
that.
to have y'all Google out.
Okay, and so in local news, we want to just briefly talk about the Amber Geiger case because we've been following this case since the untimely shooting death of Botham Jean, and it has been determined that moving the case will be well. That's Jay Z. Oh, they're not. Okay, my bad. It has been determined that the trial will not be moved at this time. What y'all think about that?
So they're saying that she can't get a fair trial.
They believe that she can't get a fair trial in Dallas County.
I agree.
I think she can.
And the thing is that the the case received like global attention. Um, all the way like from St. Lucia, like to everywhere around the world, caught glimpse of the story. So I don't know. Maybe if they would have moved it to like Podunk, Red, Texas, maybe they would have received a fair, a more fair trial. There would have been, more uh, her kind of party.
Right.
But
All the proposed,
anyway,
all the proposed counties
yeah.
are. I mean, they're
Because even when she
close
turned
to the
herself
DFW.
in, like she could have went to Blue Stair and turned herself in, but she went to Coffee County, where she was, turned herself in to be released like almost immediately. And she was. This is exactly what it looks like. It's a lily white girl trying to get off uh, from a murder charge, killing a black man for no apparent reason. So I don't know, like I'm ready for it to be over with. I really am, like, and I want to see her do some time.
I mean, she got those bleach blonde extensions and changed her whole persona.
Yeah, she got real
They were. Y'all didn't see them? Yeah,
Was that to
I
make her
mean,
look softer? Was that to make her softer appeal?
yeah, to make her because
well,
you
yeah,
see
to
that
try to make her
mugshot
look more
report.
helpless. It seems like
Yeah.
She was trained opposite. There was no helplessness that you can
They're
Exactly.
trained officers.
Trained officer
Her credentials are gonna always be
her credentials are gonna always
Ashley, did
No
you
matter
hear
how she
the?
look.
About how you
Did you hear the 911 tape?
Yeah, and it was on a level of she seemed calm for whatever reason to me.
And
Maybe
she,
because definitely she probably took a moment to realize what she did. She didn't immediately call 911.
right, but she kept saying what was bothering me. She kept saying, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." Like she kept saying it over and over again. I'm like, "Is that what you wear?" Like this man is like gurgling blood right now.
But
It's
then
like,
the whole,
you know, hang in there, buddy.
yeah, that was
You know, I'm gonna
scripted.
lose my
Hang in there, bud. Hang in there, bud. Yeah.
She
and
called the
that's
police
kinda
union
scripted.
first. She called the police union first. She was like, "Hey, you know, this is what just happened. What should I do?" Well, maybe you should try to save his life. Like, get out of here. So after she
Exactly.
talked to the police union, then she tried to.
I mean, I would have called 911, then I would have called 911, then I would have.
Like, I still would have
She
done
didn't
both.
plan it out
Check my
right
shit.
at all.
But you tried to save the, and I think that that's the difference. I don't necessarily know if murder is gonna stick. I've been saying this since day one. I feel like, well, you always, you know, try to charge as high as you can, and then, you know, if
And then go down. Yeah.
then it's fine.
Yeah.
But I really don't feel like the murder charge was sick. People were saying, you know, it was all the speculation about, did she go to the wrong apartment? Was she, you know, made noise when she got him? I can't. We can do conspiracy theory all day, and it really gets on my nerves when you do that because culturally, we are some of the most superstitious, weird people when it comes like we would just create a whole story that nobody even thought of and run with it. And I really do, honestly. I don't know why, but I do believe that she mistakenly went into his apartment. I don't think she purposely went into his apartment. But when it comes down to it, black skin is here. And so you walk into his apartment, I don't know if she was on something or what that makes sense, right? She said, "Oh, I worked out the Dallas House."
She looks.
I've had three
trained.
jobs.
She looked like shit. To be honest, like
She's
like,
trained.
she looked like she.
But I've had
she should have
three.
been home 10
I've
hours
had
before
three
she
jobs.
left.
Three jobs. Two full-time and part-time jobs. I never walked into one.
Exactly.
trained to
So
kill.
I don't think that's a
Right.
viable excuse
Right, and
that
po-
you had to
and
work
police-
overtime and all that.
Right, and police officers are trained to kill. Like that is what they do.
How come they aren't
And they're also
trained
trained to have
like,
awareness of
but
their
like,
surroundings.
how come they aren't trained to like just kind of like disarm or like I
Most
would
of them
prefer
come from the
to
military first.
I would prefer
Shoot to
to
bang.
take shoot to bang. So I would prefer to take someone in and allow the system to to have due process than kill somebody. I wouldn't want that on my
Yeah, she
conscience.
put two in his chest, and it's like you use lethal force. You had every intention on him.
So if she could see him that well to shoot him in the chest, why couldn't she see that that wasn't her
Well, we
apartment?
want to first realize that the apartment and how it's set up, and honestly, y'all, you can say that as far as that, you know, she was sleepy or whatever, but he had to open the door.
Exactly.
He had to open.
Because the
Why?
door swings shut.
Why did he open? That's the real main question. Why did he? Oh, I've never opened the door for a police officer. I've talked to you through the door. Who is this? Who is this? What do y'all want? I've never opened the door.
But also I feel like it might. You don't know that you're about to be killed, right? Like it's the middle of the night, and you're not thinking somebody's about to shoot you.
Exactly.
So you see a white woman knocking on your door.
So then he had to say, who is it? So then that's why I say her story is gonna have to do time because there's no way that she let
Machine, I don't feel like
that
she
open
should do
that door open and not know who it was.
Well, so
Or not, she not know.
in finality with this story, they're gonna start selecting jurors in the next 3 weeks. So Dallas County residents, especially those that look similar to us, when you get that summons, you need to reply so that this trial can go fairly. And we're gonna take a brief commercial break so that we can figure out this echo, and we'll be back as soon as we get that fixed. Stay tuned in.
Has been left me.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to. Actually, did somebody have a phone? Did you just turn it up?
Yeah.
It's probably not
You
gonna
got the
echo
whole
now.
YouTube page on.
No, it's not now. It's probably not gonna echo with that.
I'm just trying to make sure.
See, my husband left
It's not
me.
gonna echo on that. I don't. It wasn't echoing.
You said it should like me, huh? This shit is on you!
Let me see if I can take it myself.
She came back. We just wanted to protect you, baby.
You promised me that you would never keep something like this from me.
Yeah. What you do on a nigga? Dab on a nigga. They gon' love this shit. Where'd you get this shit from, man? I just came out the trap with this shit. Hey. 30 for 32. Chop like in powder blue. We selling Zans, gas. I got the parachute.
The first thing I think about when I wake up in the
I'm
morning.
leaving packs up the avenue. I don't live friends over at the wall. Hop at the photo, hop in the coupe. Not taking photos.
The most beautiful, most intelligent, most talented woman I've ever known. I love you.
I'm leaving packs up the avenue. I don't live friends over at the wall. Hop at the photo, hop in the coupe. Not taking photos.
I love him so much.
I
can't see myself with anybody else but him.
You brought pain and suffering to your life.
Make sure they get the 40. I caught with a quarter, it costs a quarter. Come back now, travel like transporter. Yeah. What you doing on nigga? Dab on the nigga. They gon' love this shit. Where'd you get this shit from, fam? I just came out the trap with this shit. Hey. 30 for 32. Chop like in powder blue. We selling Zans, gas.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear. You didn't understand. I'm not raising no kids.
I mean, either way, like he got off easy.
He was gonna tell it all.
You said he knew who? I thought you said Prince.
But even too, Trump was like, "Man, shit, true." Like,
Yeah, we're back. They already started talking about our next topic because
Are we echoing, y'all?
yeah,
Y'all
let
hear
us know
us
about the
better?
echo.
Y'all hear us better?
What did they say?
What did they say? I'm not even.
At any rate, guys, we
At any
are
rate, guys, we are
talking about Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. He recently committed suicide in prison and all kind of
Y'all saying allegedly.
allegedly.
She over here with the side eye.
Right, all kind of
all
stuff
kind
has
of
been hitting the fan.
stuff has
Caleb
been
is
hitting the
back
fan.
here in the
Caleb
background, so I can't
back
say all
here
my
in the
good cursing
background, so I
words
can't say
tonight,
all my
guys.
cursing words.
However,
However,
there has been so much
there
going
has
on
been so much
surrounding
going on surrounding
this
this
case as well as now
case,
his
as well as
suicide.
now his suicide.
Recently, the Attorney General in New York stated that there were serious concerns with regards to the echo is back.
the
Oh,
echo is
man.
back. Oh man.
I can't even stay focused with that. Okay, what about now?
Okay, what about now?
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay.
Okay, so at any rate, with Jeffrey Epstein and his recent suicide, there was already concerns of inappropriate conduct within the prison from the staff members. So after his suicide, the warden who's over that prison was reassigned, and then there have been some disciplinary actions to the security guards that were supposed to be watching him. An interesting component, they said that he was left in his cell alone because I guess his cellmate got removed or something like that. I guess he got released, and so he was left in his cell alone for quite a few hours after that, which was not supposed to happen. So I know Drea said we always have conspiracy theories, and Marie has one that she was speaking about during our commercial break. Share with them your thoughts.
well, there was a guy that was in that same like maximum security system. prison, and he said that the sheets were paper thin, so he's like that would be almost impossible for him to have hung himself. And then they even said that the height of the ceiling, floor to ceiling, was extremely high as well. But then you got to think of it too, like one, his sex slave already named a bunch of names. He got it. He already got like there's a bounty on this man's head. Whether everything has came out or not, you know, too much. Everyone is exposed. I want to say even Trump was quoted on the news, basically trying to say Clinton had been to the island more than once. Like the FBI just raided the whole pedophile island. We got like big name Grits, Big Jagger, Campbell,
it's allegedly,
and you know
they can't afford
but they do say that the world is ran by wealthy pedophiles. Like shit, like at the rate things was going, that's true. Like show me the lie, point it out, let me know.
I think it's also important to point out that they said that the guard, I've never heard of a temporary guard working in a federal prison. So they said that he was being guarded by a temporary that was placed there.
They called the temp agency because they were low on prison guards. So
I feel
like I just made that up. It just didn't make sense here. I'm like, why would I security?
Express personnel.
Yes.
I would love to know what
like, do you have any openings?
Interesting.
I think that whatever was in those sealed files was the catalyst for all of this. Because it was like 24 hours later, he was like, he was out of there. So I don't know if it was like a situation where Hawk showed up and was like,
they ended up being unsealed, right?
They were initially sealed. They unsealed him and he killed himself.
Right. But the thing is, all the people who, breathed a sigh of relief after he committed suicide, that was very short-lived because right after that, the FBI was like, hey, we went to the Virgin Islands and we still investigating this, which I think is really good.
But I feel like it's still circumstantial.
But the woman is still allowed
to co-sign to say anything like that. If she's around for too much longer, she probably gonna come missing
teenager when this happened.
Either they got her under witness protection. She would be the first to come up with interviews. For now. Someone like her, like if I was in a position of power, she would
24 hours. Yeah. I have to have 24-hour security around me.
But most of these people,
one of us gotta go. It's gonna be
out
anyway.
They don't. But you get away with something for so long, like you start to feel.
You
like
think you're untouchable for one. You think you're untouchable because they even take some of like the most heinous things have been like wealthy people have like the deepest dark, like they closet a skeleton piece off the wall like.
Oh my God! They had to save the family. They had to save the legacy, save the name, save the blood. It's always some stupid story about how they had to save something.
But I would even think that the wealthy would, to some degree, they're going to operate just like the mafia or any other gang.
They are a mafia.
What else we got?
Well, moving right along past Mr. Epstein scandal. But did you guys see Jay-Z has in his Rock Nation has signed a deal? Guys, we don't know what to do about this echo. We're still trying to fix it. However, Jay-Z and Rock Nation have inked a deal with the NFL to produce the music, to hire the entertainment for future NFL games as well as the Super Bowl. So it kind of looks like Jay-Z was making some power moves when he kept declining the invitation to perform. And then the NFL, they got desperate. And they know who to call. When they're losing money. So I mean, what do y'all think? It's a good look for Jay-Z, but then it's kind of like, well,
because they're gonna get paid under him, and that money talks. Same way he got meet
Well,
that deal.
yeah, he does
Bernie
sports
Sanders.
management.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's his thing. So, if you can find some way to combine sports management with music, like, that's him. That's
But I
him.
feel like that's why he has the wealth that he has. But I feel like it's still like to some degree it's gonna be a double-edged sword because going back to once you make a certain amount of money, you do fall into the elitist stand, right? So you want to like salute a black man like wow you're a billionaire, but then simultaneously it's like you're also a billionaire. You have a lot more control. I feel like so it's like everyone's there's gonna be so many people that are gonna be like happy for him and the people they're gonna be like, this is what you do in the NFL. So it's gonna be a double-edged sword.
Well, I mean, because for one, you know, there has supposed to have been, but it definitely has not been this, you know, collaborative stance from the black community to not support the NFL. So it almost seems like he took a stand until it was lucrative for him. And
But then he should though. But then it's like one of those things like you don't owe. But like just because you're successful doesn't mean I owe. Like yes, I should, you know, pay it forward to help other people. But it doesn't mean that I owe everybody and I'm supposed to cut my nose off to spite my face because well you know I feel like no matter like if everything we did was tied to like I want to say like our consciousness, then we would all be naked, starving, and
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And it's like at some point you have to. And I feel like you being a part of the change, right? It is helping to create that change, right? Like you insert yourself in the middle of it, and hey, I'm in this position. I have this kind of control. I have this wealth. I can switch some shit up, and you jump in there and you do it. And I feel like that's what he does instead of just sitting around and complaining about it because. I had stopped watching NFL. He left to watch the NFL this year because Cap got sushi. So he said he gonna watch Capital Soccer. But we can boycott until we blue in the face. But it doesn't erase at our core what this country is, right? Like we're not going to boycotting doesn't like it's very grassroots. Like it creates a stance like just for a little bit because we're only 12% of the population. If we don't spend enough dollar, we really ain't shutting them down. Like yeah, we spend a lot of money, but in comparison to say that we're only 12% of the population, we're not really.
And I didn't fully boycott Papa John's. I only, you know, I just started eating it only when it was 50% off. That was my boycott.
She's like only unless I'm saying
because everybody else kept on watching football.
Papa John's
sent
I don't
me
watch.
all
I'm
those
not a big
emails.
I think the whole thing with the whole Jay-Z and the thing he got with the NFL is more loyalty. People are loyal to him, so therefore there is a
following.
circle.
So he has influence.
He's very one of the greatest influences right now. He has a bomb star wife that's making moves. They're both making moves as a power team. So money talks. So it doesn't even matter about all this boycott. That's not anymore. That's not getting anywhere anymore. So now it's gonna have to take money. That's what got me off. It had to be done. This is how much we're gonna give you in order for you to get him completely off papers. We're tired of going through it.
Speaking of
So we're
that,
going to the money.
did you watch that documentary?
I've watched that documentary.
Okay. I just want to touch on that for like 2 seconds. So I watched the documentary Freak, and it is on Amazon Prime. And I sat there and watched it all day, like a series. And it is literally life story. Him coming up, and then being arrested, and the circumstances surrounding his arrest, and how it was. He was pretty much like brained, and then it came out that the cop was dirty, and the judge, she was like, she was like basically like trying to make him be beholden to her. She would show up in community service, like she would during the trial, she was like sent back to jail twice, like stupid.
So do we think they was messing for her?
No, the judge.
But I feel like she's trying to.
No, right, she was trying to over his like black woman tell you.
So we think she's getting paid. Money talks, y'all.
I don't feel like he because he wasn't nobody. He wasn't. He was just a 16, 17 year old.
They turn her job in so many ways.
It's sometimes we can be our own worst enemy, is what I feel, and having had to deal with the court system as a mom, as a parent, I have saw unfortunately many African American judges. That's what I'm talking about. Many judges have that power trip and that attitude, and well, let me tell you, let me show you, and rather take that make an example out of us approach than to give us an opportunity. And I feel like that was the case with me.
And I feel like we see that all the time, but not even just in the judicial system, but you look at police officers, right, in corporate America. I want to say I was like the first black woman in one company, and the person who actually had an issue,
Yeah.
it's like, because we don't normally hire.
It's always like that, and that's
And
what
so
we
you
have to
think
teach.
he was gonna, you thought he was gonna be the one had your back all along. He was the one throwing the little something.
I will make this point. I do feel like once he became famous, that it became her mission to make sure he got a violation. Like she just stayed on him constantly, and it was like he never committed a crime.
That little motorbike.
Yeah, she got him fast.
Yeah,
She got him on the
they
residential
dropped
street. On the
they
residential
dropped the
street.
charges. That's what I'm saying. When he got arrested for that in New York, it was the next day. It wasn't even that night. He got arrested the next day, and New York, after he went to jail, New York dropped the charges. Now, usually, the judge over your probation, if you aren't actually charged with anything, they won't hold it against you. Her, she was like, nah, you're going to jail. So he ended up going to jail for that. Like it was just technical violation. He missed a flight, had to drive back to Philly, got pulled over in the city between Philly and wherever he was, and that was a probation violation because she had to have his tour dates and where he was supposed to be.
So it just sounds like one of those people that, taught the manual. If you're taught the manual on how something goes.
Not necessarily. I think she was overzealous with him. Because you had to go back and look at her.
Out of your way to take
somebody. And talk about like
It's almost like she's abusing. It's almost like she's abusing her power.
That's what I meant when I think about. Somebody that knows the manual and they know that they can keep you in this type of this little circle.
They're not trying to get you out of the system. They want to keep you in.
They want to keep you in it. So Jay-Z used his power to pay that thing right on off because he knows money talks in this country. That's all America is.
Which is valid.
Like they wrote her ass up to recuse herself.
That's what it gets you on a ballot than anything else.
Yeah.
It was so sad to see like a black woman do that to a black man, and like when she gave him 23 months probation, and they had no evidence that he had any drugs on him at all. Like it was just crazy.
She probably would never make a statement about any of that.
And you think about how many people are just caught up they can't afford
what they went through and what they went
transportation. That's in jail right now. He was famous and still on probation over some bullshit.
I mean, famous
with money,
famous with money, and was still being with his thumb being held over him by the judicial system. So,
do y'all think that they'll still be watching him very closely?
I feel like no, only probably because he lawyered up. Like
they don't want them problems. That protest though was so nice. Like everybody, and then when the Philadelphia Eagles, they had dreams, nightmares. They came out like everybody was so supportive when they came. They didn't have to be, and they didn't have to be. And I feel like it's those moments where we can come together, like, and just be like, this is some fucked up shit that's going on, and we don't need to, we don't need to.
But I think we should do that. Not just when it's someone of celebrity status. So I think that's my only.
I feel like we do and then we don't. We pick and we choose because we can talk about that. What is it? Centoya, and some of us all
I still
are
have mixed feelings about it. I have mixed feelings about it.
But we backed up. But I was like, I don't know. I'm like, based off the story, that doesn't
she
go
knew
together.
what she was doing.
But
she
married.
She didn't got married. She didn't got married that fast.
She's married to a Christian rapper.
I had a cook watch the line. Most women act like. Know what they act like.
This is my granny. This is my granny. She cooking. Like she cooking.
Well, what we got up next? Is that it?
Y'all finished with the FC?
Yeah, we.
That's
That's
everything?
all our what now. That's all our what now for y'all.
Stan said it's good now.
Our volume is
So guys, we're actually
the whole show. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
now that we got our volume working.
Seriously, we're gonna take a brief commercial break. During our commercial break, you will be introduced to our Miss Ashley Nicole of Geek Plus magazine. When we come back, we will discuss all things Geek Plus and breaking barriers.
1, 2,
You guys.
4, 5, 6, 7,
It's at the bottom of the flyer. I tried to make it as plain as possible. That sounds like you always gonna add the link. Well, indeed, that's why
I know why you came. Heard I had that fire. Well, welcome to the flame. I love all my first timers. Get comfortable, I'm here for you. And whatever you desire, you can call me Mr. THC. I'm gonna take you higher, baby. I'm just here to love you. I'm just here to love you, babe.
That's what I asked. You have to add the source. The only one that I had on there was the headphones, but I did take this out all the way, and then that's when everybody was like, "It sounds better now."
the microphone.
Mind your damn business.
I didn't even notice them.
Welcome back, guys. As I stated before the commercial, we have in the building Miss Ashley. Woo!
Yes.
Put some papers in there.
Like some sound effects, yeah.
So Geek Plus magazine is a Black-owned publication, guys. And Ashley Nicole, our first guest in our. Thank you for joining us.
Having me. I love things.
Right?
I like it. Everything's great for us.
Yeah,
like, we're good. Like,
yeah, we doing
good
good.
with you guys.
So we're just gonna ask some questions and let Ashley give us some. You guys know, and also we want you guys to support the magazine. So just to give you guys a brief history of my interaction with Miss Ashley Nicole and to plug myself.
We've had some interaction.
I wrote the feature story. Oh wait. Story of the July issue.
It's
Like
scary.
So you guys can go womanship.
Go ahead now.
Because I am a writer. That's not just. But back to Ashley Nicole.
We enjoyed that.
You told me last time to hack my.
Oh,
You did an
Yeah, we
amazing
did.
job. We
Okay.
enjoyed the article. They enjoyed the articles. Biggest thing, they enjoyed it.
Who?
So yeah. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, cool. That's cool. So tell us about Geek Plus. Enough about. So
Well, your part.
You know,
Exactly.
you know,
I
got
know,
a
right?
couple of families in there.
So how did you become inspired?
Well, Geek Plus Magazine is a magazine that inspires the artists, and we encourage. So when I first started being an entrepreneur, I definitely did not have the resources. So being an artist first, definitely when you are an artist, I mean, who knows how to paint, who knows how to write, who knows how to do poetry. It's just something that's kind of naturally given to you if you have it. But then again, everybody's naturally talented. But how do you make money off of? How do you make money off of drawings? How do you make, like, literally, these are things that your parents back in the 80s or 90s would have asked you. So growing up, being an entrepreneur, learning all of this, I decided to make a place for us to come to express the Black expression, the minority expression. So we definitely inspire the artists and we encourage the entrepreneurs. That's how we got started as far as what we do now, because we went through some phases. I used to have a podcast. 30. We had so many guests on, and there was a guy that came, and his name is Cosign Magazine. Came in and gave us just so much, but I was listening to him. I was like, "What is wrong with me? Why am I so scared to just jump out there?" I was like, "I already do exactly what he's saying that he does, but just not on that level." So I was like, "Okay, let me just boost it up a little bit." That was 2 years ago. So we're going into our third year in September. So Cosign Magazine is, I will definitely always give them that credit. That is when I magazine.
So you
I am a photographer.
okay? And so
It's crazy how everything kind of prepares you. Like everything that you do in life prepares you. Like literally being an artist as a child, not really knowing where it would go, and then growing up and starting being an artist, not knowing where it would go, and then actually just starting the photography business first, and then look for stock photos. Like been looking for stock photos the whole time you've been here. So I don't use anything stock. Every photo is from me and my photography. We have about a 7 to 10.
when I was reading, it has like a it. So, yeah, so I
have digital and we are of course print. So we're not more like a blog. I know a lot of places you can, well, a lot of the mainstream magazines, maybe like Essence, Ebony, or something, they don't have blogs neither. Well, it just kind of like the actual magazine itself. It's not going to be online where you like a blog. They may have like articles featuring somewhat, yeah, but it's not really like how people would do if I had like my own blog and then. So it's a little different. Sorry about knowing the actual terminology from it, but we try to set ourselves apart from that and go directly to just the print and you actually downloading a physical magazine.
know the
Are every other month. When I first started, we were quarterly. Definitely went into a phase of being, don't just do this thing once every 3 months. But then, of course, as we grew, people started becoming more interested. Some of my friends went out, so that's when we transitioned to last December issue. So we do come out every other. Well, for Geek Plus, they can find us at online all streams at Plus Magazine. Our website is geekmagazine.com. As far as Geek Plus goes, I definitely try to let people know that it's not my magazine. I don't ever say that. It's our magazine because an artist, it would be the artist of Dallas, of globally, of
So
course.
he do it for the culture.
Yeah, I would rather do it for the artist. I don't like really saying the culture so much because I don't know what people. So when it comes to an artist, I see beauty in everything, and I know as an artist, sometimes people really don't get that. Like some people, like they're weird. Um, I try to use these people as examples because I know that they're artists. Solange, Erykah Badu, Andre 3000, her baby
And
daddy.
it's art is subjective though. Subjective depending on so many layers to it.
Very much.
Yeah.
So I would rather people know that it's for the artist because we don't discriminate when it comes to. I did build it off because I am a black person. I am a black female. So yeah, people, you doing this for the black people? I'm doing it for the black person wants to come. Definitely take that ring and push it, or whatever minority. I just try to stay from that because I got white friends, I got black friends. I need them in business.
I
They
can
need
understand
me.
that though too. Even like I always say, I'm a black woman first, right?
Yeah.
But if anyone
yeah.
else can relate to what I'm putting out there, that's fine. And please understand it. Like so again.
That's the first thing because I started taking my editor, whatever it's called. I took that out and I started doing behind the cover. It'll be like how the cover actually, what we did, what person was shot to up to the actual cover. So that's one thing that I want. The little, but also that's why we're needing other people to come in. Have so much of that already. Room. People they got a lot of followers. Oh,
That people do respond. But I feel like to have something that
that's where I'm wanting this thing. I don't want to be the gospel queen,
exactly.
And I've been approached that way. My manager from different tried to collab gospel. God, I believe in Jesus. And I strictly made it that way. Definitely knew that. I was trained. Okay. Yeah. So being interested artists and they've taught me a lot of things. I've been a lot of features in Dallas. If anybody knows anything about. Okay, so and I pride them because they have this marketing strategy. They're in Dallas and they're in Chicago. They have a couple of platforms for just that, but you don't know who you're talking to. Write your own story. Rewrite your story. not putting any. But there's just so. Yeah.
So keeping with our theme for the night.
We had to update the. I think something got kicked.
I wish we could, but no.
Because it's been a great interview.
Yeah,
and it's been easy.
I know. Ain't nobody starting no.
Are y'all saying it's
I came back because I was absent.
It was the one time we did have the.
I didn't even know it. That didn't even have nothing to do with it. Just cut everything.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm over there like. I have to turn the lights off.
Oh, man.
Hey, what's that? Meanwhile, what if they
Hey, well, when they do
What
this,
if we tried the camera mic?
Can they still not hear us?
Mika.
Yes.
What if we take those off and just do the mic on the camera?
That's why I just hooked this back up so I can try
Take
to
my
do it.
glasses
Oh,
out.
one moment.
No more.
But when I put it on the mic, on the camera, everyone said that it sounded even worse.
On the camera?
Because it's picking up from that mic and that mic.
Which mic?
From both of the cameras. And
So it sounds like they're both feeding into it. So that's why it sounds like an echo.
Well, then just cut out one camera.
if you cut out one camera, you just have one angle.
Hey, we're gonna
We
do
only have one camera. It's not
They
good
just
now.
say yeah.
See if they hear me. Let's see.
Is it better, you guys?
Do I need to set my 15-year-old in there with headphones and make it sit out there? And she just
check the
keeps
sound.
Yeah, she just be checking the sound like, okay, wait a minute. She needs some little duty. I'll offer $20 or $10 episode.
$10 bucks, $20.
And speaking of that, she just sent me a text message. Hey, what you want, girl?
Are we good?
Y'all can turn y'all volume up to see.
Yeah, we sound
All right, they said they can hear us now. Thank you guys for being so patient. Ashley, thank you for being patient and working through the difficulties with us. So, keeping with our theme of breaking barriers, sorry you were interrupted, but if you can share with us how you feel yourself and Geek Plus are breaking barriers in the industry.
Well, I want to say that when we think about technology, and a lot of people don't know, that's definitely an art. Learning what Kamigo's doing right now, definitely, that's an art. Right. To be able to know how to
wake up in a crowd.
For her to be able to know how to actually, work the engineering board and know how to go between screens. A lot of our grandparents don't know what this stuff is. So it's crazy that technology has brought, so much awareness to culture, the society, everything. And people don't know that we use it every single day. We use it, and it's pretty much science. God created us. We have 2 eyes, we have 2 ears. So I know that when people see Geek Plus, they're seeing something that's definitely innovative. That's why we stick with that beautiful thing, we innovate life, because we're always thinking forward. So what I want to continue to do, and what I hope that I have done, and I know I was listening to her talk about the when she was looking at the magazine, was the scaling of it. Looking at how each one of them have been different, and I want to keep being that way. And I think that's probably a good way to describe how I feel like I've broken barriers with showing people that you can start a business out of anything.
Right.
People really don't. People want to follow trends. I don't do trends. I don't do National Girlfriend Day, National Boyfriend Day. Those type of things don't excite me. Those type of things don't. Yeah, none of that. I just, I rather do things that are being, like I was telling you earlier about the positive thing. And nothing, don't straight to anybody. And hey, but I just really want people to know that you can start a business with the smallest things. That you can, what are these things on her shoe called? Child, make 20 or 70 of them, sell them. You can do colors, they can be flickering. Whatever you want to do.
You can make pineapple and with the birth of the internet, like, it's made everything so much more lucrative. Like, you don't have to go and like open up, that brick and mortar store. You can just put something on Etsy and see if people like it, and then everything takes off from there. It's like, it's so, I feel like with the birth of technology, some things have gotten horrible in regards to like morals and things like that, society, and how we get like desensitized and things like that. However, money making has become so easy.
It's been very easy.
If you know how to do it, though.
Yeah, I've paid people just to share our posts, so that's how I know that it's easy to make money. That's another business that I'll launch in September. Our anniversary is coming up, so that's how I feel like I've broken barriers. Is that we're trying to show people that it doesn't matter if you think it's dumb. It doesn't matter if you think that nobody's gonna like this, nobody's gonna buy this.
Right.
Child,
there's an audience for everything.
Please try.
It is an audience.
We will help boost it.
And also, like, there's a lot of solidarity on the internet too, and so you have those influencers, like you said, you can pay somebody to promote it, and something that you wouldn't have normally bought. It's like, oh well, she likes it, so maybe it's not, maybe it's not as ugly, or maybe it's not as weird, or
It's just about
like
retraining people's thoughts and their perspectives about all of this, because I know my dad, I love you, Dad. He's still kind of, don't you need a degree to be a photographer? He's still kind of in that space, and my mom's like, leave her alone. Like, don't talk to her. You're doing good, baby. That's my mama.
There's so many photographers now. And the industry is so saturated.
My dad is just, I don't know. He's just always been that person that you gonna go to college,
And with your,
but I feel like in his mind, it's like he's trying to protect you. So he's like, well,
because he knows the area he grew up, and he's been in his job since before I was even born.
And going back to they base things off of themselves. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's how they see the world.
So I wanted to make sure that, because I was reading a meme the other day on Facebook about how, and I love the memes. Hey, I'm a what is that? Screenshot-aholic. I'm going to screenshot everything and save it for a rainy day. But I was reading something that stated that, do you notice how who you thought you were as a child, you really are now as an adult? And I knew I was an artist at 13 years old. My children, if they can help it, they will not be in corporate America. They will always own the businesses that they own. So I would be, happy to bring anybody's child in to find out what the gist of their passions and let's get to it.
Nurture those talents.
Yeah, I have my network is huge. Let's find out what you can do. Let's put you to work to do that now, and you don't have to. As far as saturated, I don't believe in that. That's not something that no. You can, I have not worked in 2013. I've always had a gig. Always.
Right.
I've always had a gig.
But there are, like I said, saturated in terms of, like, there are a ton of photographers in Dallas. Like, you've never seen before. Everybody I know has a camera. And, and it's different. It's varying different degrees. She takes pictures. He takes pictures. You take pictures.
But then it's like I know people, some are just how they do it. Just depends. Like I know people that take pictures just for content. Like I was out with a client, took a picture. Someone thought it was a stock photo. I was like, no, I actually took that of my coffee. And then I used it for something else. So it's multi-purpose. Because then you realize too, you save this and accumulate this.
And that's the beauty part about it is because I don't do as much photography anymore, and it's not because people don't use me. I turn them down and send them to where I know they're going to get the best results. I don't do 3-year-olds. I don't do babies no more. I used to. I was trying to bring them kids. No, I don't do the babies.
And now you can kind of pick and choose.
Now I can.
Like, what, I would prefer not to.
Yeah, I do strictly brands now. And I would rather do strictly brands. I just did a wedding Saturday. I do brands and weddings. That's the only thing I want to do now. So I'm blessed in that sense to know that this magazine can bring awareness to whoever. So that way, if you want to sell plugs, I mean, I don't know what you're going to sell, but bring them babies to me. I want to find out what it is so we can plug them in, so we can grow together. Because one day, okay, this is what I know I want to do one day. I want to be a shark.
Like Shark Tank?
I want to be a venture capitalist. So that's
I want to be a shark. And I want to invest, and I want to bring awareness so we as our people can be shown that it's not this easy, but it's this much work that you put in. You have to know the triggers, and you have to know the business, not the competition. You have to know the business. You have to know the game. You have to know what money allocates where. You have to know how the business is ran. Because when you don't know how the business is ran and you don't know how the game is played, which it used to hurt me to say that because I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
And I've seen people who make wonderful products, but their businesses go under because they have
they try to keep that
for business at all. And like they'll especially restaurants, like, oh, you think you can cook so great, that's wonderful that you can cook so great, but that doesn't mean that you should own a restaurant, and we don't get that business model together. We don't get the business plan. We don't have like anything to fall back on. There isn't any contingency, there isn't any capital. It's like everybody go all in on your own credit, and next thing you know, like,
or you're not actually making any money from the business. The money's coming in, but going straight out. Yeah, it's not actually feeding your family. And I feed my family with this business. So, and I have I pay people. So there's not something that I can slack up on and hurt myself. I can't. Basically, I don't know if y'all, because I can't fuck up. I just can't.
We do.
So I can't.
We were just trying to.
I typically touch on Wednesday.
Son was here. We were trying to.
Well, I can't. That's what I can't do. I can't do.
There's
so
too many people counting on you.
Yeah. So when I think about that, I think about how the impact. That's why I said I don't want it just to be mine. I want people to learn from it. You'll come to a meeting, whatever, somebody, so that way we can learn from each other, and it could go where it needs to go. I think about Ebony real quick. I know you're gonna bring up something. I think about Ebony and how they just sold their archive.
They did.
And
they definitely owed somebody some money.
Yeah, they got a lot going on, so you gotta be.
And then even too, Essence was bought out by Johnson & Johnson. That's a white publication.
I was gonna ask you, when you worked in 2013, what did you do?
So I've always been a technician.
Okay.
A computer technician.
Technician.
When I first came out, both. I can build computers. When I first came out of high school, I went into the medical field because I knew I liked helping people. So I was a phlebotomist for the Army base down here in Grand Prairie.
Okay.
Now, keeping in mind that, I don't know. I don't like blood. I don't know. You don't know until you try it.
Sometimes you don't know until you get there. Like, what? Like, this sounded good, but I don't like it.
I've been certified for the weirdest thing, so I get it. I have been. Like, I've been a surgical tech. I've been an EMT. Like, I've been certified for the weirdest of things. When I've changed all kind of ass. Nope, don't want to do that. Nope, don't want to do that.
I
don't like this. Like, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
I did it, though. I did it for 8 years. They fed me. I worked for a private company. I was happy with them. I still keep in contact with people. People are on my Facebook. I literally just knew that I wasn't going to stay there too much longer. And then one of my friend girls, she was telling me about a position at Verizon. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll try something new. I don't mind change. I'm the person that where are we going? Okay, I don't care about change. What are we changing to?
Right.
So literally, I got the job at Verizon. I started learning about.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Are you engineering?
I started learning about I had to catch that. Yeah. I started learning about FiOS and how to install FiOS and all these beautiful things about technology and circuit boards and I was just intrigued. So I went to school 3 times because I enjoyed it so much. But then I started building stuff on my own. YouTube became like my friend. YouTube became like my homegirl. Like, so you read it, you research it, you find out what their warranties are. I don't know. So hey, child, I ain't bought a computer forever because I've always been able to update it, bring more memory, bring more RAM, do this, do that.
I want to ask you this though. So when transitioning from working, because I feel like there's this misconception that a lot of people think that when you own your own business that you're going to love what you do so much, you're not going to have to work as hard. And I feel like it's the opposite. Like you work harder on your own business than you ever would clocking in for somebody.
Yeah, that is so true. I've never been employed for more than, the medical field was easier because we really I wasn't doing anything with them people. I was sticking and moving. That's probably the only other job that I had.
You sound like a deadbeat daddy.
You know.
I was sticking and moving.
I
see that thing, like.
But no, literally, my business has been the only place that I've stayed consistent for a company. If you've been a help desk or technician, you know that those jobs don't last that long.
Right.
I worked for Fujitsu. They get new people. I worked for Samsung. They get new people. So literally, yes, that is a misconception. But I know it's crazy. I said that I love change, but I literally am hard headed. I'm very hard headed. I was not somebody that was like, oh, I'm finna start a business. No.
Yeah.
God had to push me to that thing. I got pushed. I was not quitting my job. I'm not quitting no jobs. I'm a single parent. I've been a single parent. Even though I had a boyfriend, I was still a single parent.
Right.
I literally had to get pushed out there. So when I was working overnight with about 5 guys, and we were all cool, and we were the only ones in there working for 7-Eleven for their POS systems. And he was like, say, because we could come back in January. So I knew that, oh, okay, I'm going to have a little holiday off, because they're going to lay us off. I'm going to come back. He was like, okay, you going to come back in January? I was like, yeah, duh, okay. Before January came, I was too busy to go back to a 9-to-5.
Wow.
And people probably really like, how do you be too busy? I had a schedule. People had been paying me up for months to do things. I was already working for corporations to do only photos. So I definitely did not plan for it. But when I saw it going, I didn't have any other choice.
Right.
So God, and I want to say this too. I tried to get a job. I've always tried to get a job. And I'm like going back to I'm not the type of person that messes up a relationship, or in this case like a network. Like no, because I'm gonna need you in about 3 more years. I don't know what for. But
she ain't gonna burn
I'm
no
not
bridge,
finna burn no
'cause y'all know what
bridges,
I'm
child.
gonna
My daddy taught me that like a mug. So literally, I was going back to all my old reps, my old people. Hey, what's up, Ashley? And then they would say, well, I can't feed you. And that just would be a way, And then some people would say, yeah, send it in. Well, Ashley, they said that they didn't need anybody else. And I was like...
And it was just closing doors so you can navigate back to the open
because you kept trying to go back to where you were comfortable.
It was so crazy because I tried. And I'm like, child, I get a job tomorrow. That's how it always had been. Because I had the credentials. But this time... So for 5 years, I've been a hustler.
Yeah.
I've literally been a hustler. And I tell people all the time, it's not hard. It's not easy. It's the hardest work that you'll ever do because you're the person that's opening up Walmart. You're the person that's turning on the lights. You're at the register at Walmart. You're the person that's cleaning the door. You're doing everything at this job that's possible. So imagine opening up Walmart, doing all those things by yourself. You're the person doing that. So you just have to have that drive, and it's so scary. And I've given up every day. I have given up every day.
Just quit.
Yeah, I have quit, but I
then
don't
she
know.
got up and did it again or some stuff.
Every day.
Like, psych, I was just playing.
Cause I try to find outlets, you know.
But I mean, I feel like it's always around the corner. Like, even if, like, and that's the thing, you're working towards something. So, yes, I'm doing this now. Going back to, like you said, you want to be like a Shark Tank. You want to be, you want to invest in other people's businesses and help them grow. So, at a certain point, you're not going to be opening up.
And when you
somebody
start
else going to be
speaking
opening up, you just going to be checking on the thing, looking on your little camera, like,
Right.
okay, well, she opened the doors on time.
And you know what's so crazy? It's like, you can
That's crazy
say,
to say that.
it's so crazy, like, the vision that we might have for ourselves. But if we stay on the path, right, and you start meeting people, and like next thing you know, like your life has gone in a completely different direction than what you initially thought it was, and it might be somewhere that's in that same neighborhood, but it was not at all what you planned for yourself at all. And it's just like being open-minded and being willing to. And I feel like a lot of times people aren't willing to change, aren't willing to do something different or take that chance. And that's the difference between the people who make it and the people who don't.
I think with this generation right now, we're so woke. Lord have mercy.
Very woke.
We stay woke on everything. Everything is conspiracy. Everything is you know, we are so woke, and you know, our parents were just taught what they were taught, and then we're taught what we're taught. So we'll make the future better. I've always been a person that said this in the church house, that the old needs to die off. I've said that. Because of the fact that I feel like the young needs to, you know, I mean, she did a good job. She did them church fans, but it's
saying
it's
it's
the thought process. Yeah, because we need to come. So the people that do stay behind, the people that do stay and they help us, they need to be open. I don't want to be that older person. Like, I love my grandmother because we battle every day. I battle my grandmother. And she raised me. She told me, I'm sorry that I raised you like that.
I did that.
I'm sorry I raised you that way, because no, I'm always on her. No, you know, gay people this, white people. I'm like, no. Well, you know, she's always been a nanny. She's never had like a job. She's been a nanny. That's how she fed her family. So when I think about her upbringing, her upraising, where she's from, where they came from, my dad's side. And I think about all these people, and then I have to just put it in perspective, because I was raised by everybody. One of my godmothers is white. I was raised by a lot of gay people. I was raised by a lot of straight people. I was put in a lot of different environments growing up. I was never raped, but I was very spoiled. So that's why I think change comes easily to me, and talking to people comes easily to me, or whatever people want to say. Being able to adapt. And I think that that's what the generation needs to understand, is that we're going to have to adapt. There's always going to be a black man trying to get a white woman, a white man trying to get a black man. There's always going to be, the people I just married this weekend, a Hispanic lady and a black guy. And they just blended. I mean, there was just so much love there. I mean, no matter how I feel about it, no matter how anybody feels about it, we're going to have to learn how to adapt. So that's why when it comes to Trump and all this other stuff, and people are trying to, you know, just the shootings, the mass shootings that they've been going on, I want people, that's just what I want to take with anybody. I try to teach my children that every day. You're going to have to learn how to be more aware of your surroundings, and definitely how to open up your heart, because we can't change where we are. I'm not going to be able to walk outside and move into a predominantly white neighborhood or a black one, or people. We're sprinkled everywhere. And people, until you actually get that part in life,
We
we're
got
not going
concentrations in
nowhere.
the hood though.
You know what?
But then going back to, is that where you?
Right, is that where you want to live? Right, it's not.
Yeah.
So let me do a brief recap for our viewers of who we're talking to, because I know we had sound deficiency, so I just want to do a brief recap, and then we'll ask a couple more questions, and then our show will come to an end. I like to keep us on time. Oh, she's okay. Thank you. Okay, so I'm introducing again to you guys. Now, I said she was Ashley Nicole of Geek Plus Magazine. However, I have just recently been informed that this is Meek Mill's baby mama. I'm just saying what she told me to say.
I didn't get no money from Amazon Prime.
Okay, no money
from
from
Amazon Prime.
Prime.
I didn't get no money from Prime. I didn't get no money. He's been denying his baby.
Yeah,
I want them to call me, so don't allegedly do nothing.
She is the owner, founder, creator of Geek Plus Magazine, which is a magazine for everybody.
Yeah.
For the artists.
Girl said for everybody.
Like, wait a minute.
I'm probably not going to be for everybody, but that's okay.
When I say for everybody, what I'm saying is that you welcome all races of people. All
I don't think the old people like it. Well, I've tried to get my grandmother.
Let me ask you this though, since you're talking about generations, I feel like there is there's coming behind us, they're retarded. Right? So those kids have problems. They do. I'm very concerned about the music that they're listening to, that what the internet is doing to them, how they're being conditioned, like they're weird. And that's going to be the new normal. And so we're going to have to adapt to that, right? Our generation, do you feel like, because our parents' generation, they stayed at a job for 40, 50 years. They stayed at the post office and retired, and that was respectable. And
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy.
Right. And my daddy stayed somewhere forever. My mom stayed somewhere forever. That's just what they did, and they were a part of building that black middle class that is kind of disappearing right now, right? Like they were able to get the homes and everything, and it was. But our generation, we're not staying where we don't want to be.
We're taking back
I feel like repurpose. We want to feel, we want to be happy. But then even too, the millennials in general, as much as we say like our parents stayed, whatever was established though did not set a lot of us, our generation, up for success, to be honest. You know what I mean? So they actually say we're the poorest group right now anyways. Lowest home ownership, everything. But then too, because we walk around with a purpose. So we ain't too worried like, success is great, and yes, I want that too, but I might also want to live my values, which means if I live my values, I may not get paid.
Right. So,
that's what we
do you feel like?
On Thursday. Oh look.
But do you feel like with the generational gap that we should expect them to like embrace us as to respect us, put it like that, to respect us in our crafts and what we're doing?
I feel like everybody should do their homework. Everybody should do their homework. I think you're right about as far as like, we do have to adapt, and I'm open to that as well, but we have to do our homework. Everything works together. Everything works together, and people don't really realize that. That's why I said as far as when it comes down to technology, it's an art, it's science. And people were like, what the heck? Or how's art science? How's art? You have to realize that this generation, which I'm not going to say it's a gap, I'm just going to say that they're kind of like trifling down, and somebody's going to have to trickle back up. So where we can learn from the people from the baby boomers, like you're going to have to learn from everybody, whether it's Beyonce, whether it's the janitor in the hallway, you're going to have to take everything and and piece it together. Be anxious for nothing. People are the younger generation is gonna have to realize that. I think it was who was the baby that took the year off for the mental break. He was a rapper.
Obama?
No, the rapper, he took a year
off.
Big Sean.
No, not him.
Big Sean.
So Big Sean took a like a mental.
Did Chance take some time off too? He did like a spiritual search.
He did something like that,
But even I was gonna say too, this is one thing I feel like I come from a technology environment, and even one thing what I feel like I've learned is that sometimes it's too much. And because it's too much, it really takes away from our interactions, our personal day-to-day lives. And I feel like to some degree that is like, it's almost like the rise of our fall due to our advancements in technology.
And that's why they need to do their homework.
And so that's where the homework comes in and going and kind of taking back to some of the fundamentals.
We are so polarized though.
Definitely.
We are so polarized. Like we try to be like so spiritually in tune, and then like
we try to be everything
going on.
We try to be everything at one time.
We try to be like wonderful parents. We try to work, and we try to build have a side hustle. Our parents didn't do all that. They went to work.
Nothing.
They put food on the table, and that was it.
And
when they retired, and they sat down, and it's like I looked at my parents. I respected what they did, but I was like, I'd be damn if I sit there and work for somebody for that long, and they lay me off after 25 years and cut me a severance check, and that's it. That's all.
But she's right when she said about the passion. Like, we trying to live we trying to live like in our purpose and our passion so hard that we forget about the kids, and we've forgotten about them. But I think
the college funds
and all of the things that people set in place for us to actually take those things. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I said, I literally still believe that I'm not gonna say they have to die, but they need to take a seat at some point and bring in other people so they can learn, because I'm guaranteeing
they don't like to learn.
They don't like it. But that's what I'm saying. Our generation, we have the power because we're in the middle. We have that power. If you're between 28, 38, somewhere around there, I'll say, you have the power to say, okay, let's bring these older people, and then now let's bring, and when I say older, I'm talking about like 88, 89, and then let's bring this little 16-year-old, and let's talk. Like, you know, you got church, you got recreation centers, you got all these girl groups. Like, even these women that are doing these nonprofit organizations, they got all these girls they're bringing together for empowerment. Bring some old women up in there so they can learn from them. So they can hear what they're thinking. Some of them either don't have grandbabies or they don't even be around their grandbabies. They don't sit down and talk. They don't have the generation. My grandmother has me, my mom, and my 2 girls. Prayerfully, if she still lives, my kids she'll see. So you just have to do your homework, and you have to know that everything works together. And when you don't do your homework and you don't know everything works together, you're going to be one-sided at any time to say, hey, well, we do this over here. Right. We only doing this over here. Not realizing that you're missing an entire piece.
I feel like it's so much
you
can learn something from anybody. Like, even like, if you like a homeless person on the street, like, and you can learn.
Oh, they be having the best game.
Yeah,
homeless folks,
and they love that.
But you can learn. You can literally learn something from a cashier at a grocery store. You can learn something. You have to take the meat and spit out the bones. You know.
Have you ever talked to a homeless person? They love that.
What you need.
They love being out there. People say, well, we got to get them off the streets. We got to create these things.
They like being homeless.
They like being out there.
Sometimes I will say I wondered, like, their stories. But even I think, like you were saying, like, we have to, like, kind of bridge the gap or, like, communicate. I feel like, too, that even as parents, that's critical. Because I feel like that, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in a house where they didn't really discuss a lot of things.
Okay. And so nothing.
Yeah, so it did. But even, too, so it came back to, like, even my stepmother, she was born in the 30s. Like 37 or whatever, 38. So her lifestyle and how she was raised, way different. And even too, she came from like a German girl. Yeah.
Your stepmother? Jesus. So she's like 90.
And it's like we couldn't question, you know, our parents. When it's like there's a lot of stuff that, you know, you should question. And it's like we don't allow
they had kids
children
to like
have a voice in the house, you know, and stuff
exactly.
Like that.
And then too, they would have kids to work the land, all kinds of things. Like you know, you never really look at it. So even too, I feel like even as a child, I was like, well, dang, you ain't really hugged me much. Well, apparently, I didn't know you didn't get hugged much. Now it all makes sense. I wish you didn't wait till I was 28, though, to tell me that. My whole life, I've been like,
That's why, again, you got to go back to the homework. Because when I think about that root that I had, and I think about what my grandmother instilled in me, and I meet people every day, and like you said, they weren't raised like you. Your spouse wasn't raised like you. Your baby daddy, your cousins, nobody was raised like how you were raised. So you have to be open-minded to people. And I'm not saying sensitive, but tell them the truth when you get a moment.
Just listen to them. Like, and then it kind of makes us, like, doesn't justify, but then certain things make sense.
Definitely doesn't justify.
Yeah, but it makes sense. You're like, oh,
but
now I get it. Like, yeah, now I can
be
a little context around it.
I can be a little less, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Now I can be a little less hard on you because I'm about to say
but
something.
I always like I've always wondered like with our parents' generation, like y'all didn't want to like do anything fulfilling. Like my dad always
doing fulfilling. They were doing what their mothers didn't do.
Right. But what I'm saying I'm saying like self-fulfilling, right? So like my dad was a tinkerer. He would have been a hell of a carpenter. He would have been a hell of a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why didn't you just embrace that talent? But he rather collect all the tools in the garage and just play on a car and then get up and go to work and break his back every day and come back. Right. We were taught to stay in our place.
We were, and because of that, that's why again we have to do our homework and apply it. So even though we're being taught these type of things, like I was saying about when the guy was telling me about what he did for his magazine, and I was thinking like, heck, I already do that. If I hadn't taken the steps to do the action, be effective in it, then we wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't have the people that I have in place to do the things, the wonderful things that I know that they're doing. I'm giving them a space to come and create. You know, when you think about where you are in life now, what took you there? What prepared you to be at that very moment? You guys just didn't know how to talk. You weren't just getting in trouble in school for talking in class. You know, it was a reason for all of this. So there's gonna be a reason. There's gonna be a preparation. It's gonna be a preparation for everything. So I think when we're not aware, we're not taught, we're not reminded, then we get lost, and people don't really. People think, okay, I'm gonna go to this seminar. What is that? Like a weekend,
and then they expect some like instant change.
Yeah,
like my uncle just said it's a microwave generation always.
Yeah, so we need to definitely put that in motion daily. Daily bread, daily feed, daily affirmations, daily mood.
There was some philosophy that I heard or something where it's like we almost have to, like, as we evolve when we get older, from who we were as an adolescent to who we are as an adult, we almost have to strip everything that was put on us in order to get to who we really are. And so that means, so that's all the expectations, what we've been told we should do, this or that, but really just rare form, okay, this is who I really am.
It really took me until, like, I'm 34, until I had to be like 30, 31, where I finally sat down and told myself, I am going to stop trying to be this person that makes my mother happy. I'm going to stop trying to, and then in everything that I did that she didn't like, it's not rebellion. It was just something that I wanted to do.
It had nothing to do with
it.
it. Like,
Actually,
you're not going to use that no more. You're
right.
not going to use it.
It's like, I'm not going to feel bad about not going to church.
Once they realize that.
Right. And
that's why
when
I
you
say
stepping into your personhood, it's offensive to them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you have kids, you know it hurts to let go. You know it hurts to just really release and let that person be a person, because you've raised that little human. So, oh my God, I don't want to let go of my baby girl, my baby boy, because this is the person that used to want me all the time, or they whatever. So when I think about my mom and my dad, and I think about how when I'm raising girls, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to let go, whatever decisions they make, and then I think about my own decisions, and I've been so transparent with my kids that sometimes I question, you know, if I'm still a mother,
right?
You know, if I'm still a mother, like they respect me as, you know, I wear my little necklaces breaking me out all the time because they put this money together and made this, you know. So I literally know that you have.
She was still wearing hers, like, wow.
Well,
but they get to see other human beings.
Yes, and another thing that I want people, as far as entrepreneurs and anybody, to know, and I try to keep this together too, is that go to therapy. Not because you need it, not because you need therapy. You need to go to talk to somebody that don't know you.
Right.
You're gonna have to find somebody that you trust, and you're gonna have to talk, because you need to talk and not know that there's. I think you just said it early. There were strips, like they don't know what you've been filled up with, but they will allow you to release. So like again, we need everything. We need God. We need Jesus. We need Buddha. We need all of them people that they claim, you know, because
all the same.
they can teach us something, and then we can take our beliefs where we need to, and ask God, you know, where He wants us to be. You know, even people that say we're the God within ourselves, whatever. So just take all of that, learn, read, and then that way you can apply it to where you need to. Don't judge anybody else from what they do or they don't do. Just take it, and like we said earlier, like, okay, this is why you act like this. And then, you know where to separate and what sections to put yourself in.
Right.
Another thing I've learned in business, and I'll be real quick because I don't know how many times we have, but I've learned that, you know, people will come to you with analogies, things that they've heard, or things that they know about somebody else. And I'm sure it's all about warning you or, you know, telling you. But again, I'm that hard-headed person.
I let people find out for themselves.
Because I want, but see, then you're that person. You're that person. I know other people that may not be those people, but in business they'll tell you.
Man, people will
you know,
mind most of the time.
Yeah, or in this case they'll only tell you a side, and then you won't know, or you don't really care to know, because I've seen some people come and work together, and they don't care. They want to make their money, and then I've some people that say, nope, don't bring me them, but they gonna get you where you need to be. So you have to
use people for what they good for.
You always have to use
people
for what they're good.
Like
there's nothing wrong with that.
I have worked with people that I do not care for, but I felt like they brought something that I needed to the table.
And see that part
and if I feel like it was going to benefit me more, then I just shut them.
But see that I say that to say we need each other. And we don't realize that because we're so one-sided, and we're thinking, you know what, she's a little lighter than me, she's a little darker than me. We need each other. I go to all my kids' stuff for school because I don't want nobody saying that they don't know me, they don't see me. You know, people didn't know my mama was my mama because of my auntie, because my auntie was always there.
Wow.
So therefore, I just want people to know that, you know, you can listen. And people can hear all day long about someone else. But until you actually take a real conscious and real confidently step and just work, then you'll be able to see everything unravel.
Well, do you find like you said you have a team of
about 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
It just varies because some people. I got one guy in Korea right
and
now.
working with 7 to 10. Wow. So working with
Yeah,
7 to 10
and-
people, I'm sure there's a lot of different personalities. And is it difficult, like trying to navigate that space? I know when we first started the podcast, it did not look like this.
I cherish.
We had other people, you know, and it was a lot of different personalities, and like trying
Of
to
course.
bring that together at times it was pretty difficult.
With podcasts, so with podcasts, you have to find people that are, and I tell anybody this because I've been on a podcast where I was every week we were at a podcast. You have to find people you have to find people, or you have to find a team that is going to talk about the things that you want to talk about. I think what you guys talk about every week, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. What they were talking about every week, I don't want to talk about that. I know what I want to talk about, and it ain't got nothing to do with that. Not that it's wrong or it's right. I just don't want to talk about it. So I'll say that when it comes down to my team, like, I respect everybody's opinion. Again, this is not mine. This is ours. I brought it to the table as an idea. Let's take it. Even though, yeah, they respect me in that way and say, okay, well, she is the CEO. She is that person. But I don't come in and look. So this is mine. We need each other. And until you do that homework to find out that strength, I don't write.
Right.
I don't write. You have to take. You have to take the strengths. Because I don't.
You might have an idea.
In the group chat, like, so we need a press release, and it's like, Lisa say, "Oh, I do the press release."
Lisa, like I wrote it yesterday. I wrote it yesterday.
Right.
On my way home.
I think once everybody understands their triggers, for one,
right.
When people understand their triggers, what pisses them off, what makes them mad, what makes them happy, they'll be able to adjust the way they need to, and really have some.
Well, understand their triggers, but also understand the triggers of the people that you're working with. Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Both parties have to be able to respect that. I use gay people as a real good analogy because I hate when they try to say, well, they're gay. What does it have to do with their performance?
Right.
What does it have to do with their performance? She's gay because she likes sleeping with a woman, and he's because he likes sleeping with a man. That doesn't have anything to do
with their skills.
Unless you plan on sleeping with them while you're talking about the skill.
Right.
So therefore, I try to tell people all the time, you have to respect other people. I know it's hard because you're going to have those conversations that you don't want to have, and you're going to have to communicate with people that you don't want to communicate with. But once we respect each other, that's where that respect is up here.
Respect is very important.
Loyalty, I don't know. It falls somewhere. But if you didn't respect me while I was being loyal, then I really don't trust you.
Right.
So once we get that loyalty, that trust, all those, we can definitely break more barriers.
Yeah. And I'm definitely the same when
And
it
work
comes
together.
down
And
to
work together.
respect. You could dip on me any day, but as long as we was cool, I'm like I'm gonna be as you would do.
Yeah.
Holler at me. I wish you much success. But if there was no respect there, then it's completely different. I found that with Kamiko, like we are very different in personality, right? But we have a common respect with each other that I'm gonna let her whatever. I understand that at the end of the day, however she feels is for like the greater good, right? Of the business.
She always
what
has
we're
the
trying
best
to-
interest.
She always has the best interest of her. So even if I don't agree, if I feel like, oh, this ain't gonna tip the scales and just tear the whole shit down, so go ahead. You know, I'm cool.
Take those things with a grain of salt. I
Right.
was always taught that. And when you do take those things with a grain of salt, go back to your relationships as a child. Go back to those roots. Because you'll understand why you act that way.
Right.
And you'll understand why you perceive things that way.
Right.
We weren't all
And we've
raised
been
on
knowing
that.
each other as kids. Like I've been knowing her since like the 5th grade. You
Yeah.
know, and so it's like we have it's been that long, and so we have like that common ground where it's like, man, I'ma always love you. I'ma always respect you. I know I ain't got to worry about nothing when it come to you. I know you ain't got to worry about nothing when it come to me. And we got that energy where it's like, okay, cool. You know, I ain't got no problem with that. But what I've also learned, I had to learn from her as well to like be more patient when it comes to people. Be more understanding. Well, Dre, you might want to, just wait and see how it goes. And sometimes
And how's that been working for you?
I'm like, you waiting too long.
It's
It's too much.
It's one of those things that I just always take it back to. That's my upbringing. God, the Bible, church. You know, you have to take things with a grain of salt, and definitely ask God to search your heart. Because some things that, you say, oh, well, hey, I know I did them right, but if you know dang well you ain't did them right, it's going to stick there. And then you have to be the one to apologize. Nobody wants to say I'm sorry anymore, ask for forgiveness anymore. And that's another thing that kind of harms our generation as well as our culture, the publicity. They don't say, well, we're sorry to say that we did this wrong, or they don't want to announce that.
Own their mistakes.
Nobody wants to take that accountability. Yeah,
which is more respectful.
Way more respectful. I'll have more respect for you if you said, hey, I know I was wrong. You come back and you tiptoe around me and you made that big mistake so loud, but you want to come back so soft. But that's why I say, God, please search my heart, God. Because I don't want to say anything to anybody that's going to be offensive. Sometimes I pull back because I'm like, I'm learning too much and God going to take me. So let me mess up somewhere along the line. Because but then again, I've just always been like that because I knew that, like I said earlier, I was raised by so many different people. If I say the wrong thing, these goddamn white folks. My godmother took me to Oklahoma. She white, whole family white. Why would I hurt her that way? Right. My cousin that raised me that was gay or whatever. They didn't take me to their bedrooms. We went to go see Beauty and the Beast and was eating ice cream and stuff. What was wrong with them? What they did was what they did. I didn't make myself. I did have a say-so on how this belly came. But I know that when it comes down to the respect part, that's going to win. If I respect you and treat you as a woman, a black woman,
I could not like
an adult,
respect them and we still
an adult,
right,
or professional. Right. If I came in here, I don't want to hold it, because girl, baby at that lady at that school, but she had to come and apologize to me because she knew she was wrong for disrespecting me. But I didn't make her feel any less.
Marie and I had a conversation about someone, and she's like, you act like you don't like her, but then I really feel like you do like her. And it's like, no, it's not that I don't like her, but I don't wish ill. Just because I don't like you don't mean that I wish ill upon you. Like, I want you to go be great. I want you to stop being that person eventually. I want you to fix whatever it is that's wrong with you.
I stopped using that word a long time ago.
Well, the
that
universe
doesn't pay a
will
bill.
What's that?
I don't know. That doesn't pay a bill.
Right.
But you find out what's worth your time.
Right. There you go.
You find out what's worth your time.
There you go.
So whether I care for you or not, that's not going to pay your bills or mine. But me respecting you.
And I'm not feeling, it's only so much energy that you can give to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, and then at the end of the day, like, it turns into a joke. But
girl,
it wasn't funny at first. It wasn't funny at first, and so that was the issue. But at the end of the day, it turns into a joke, and it's all, it's
girl,
all good.
Goodbye. Is this a comedian? It's gonna say comedian. No, comedy show 30-something podcast. I'm gonna be like, I told them it's gonna be a comedy show.
So actually, Geek Plus is hosting an event on Thursday. Can you tell us about the event?
I'm excited about our first Mentoring Business event. It's a panel. I do.
We do.
Yeah. We do. Well, how it came about is the magazine has a series, just like any other series, and it's called Mentoring Business. I thought that it would be cool to talk to people that owned businesses rather than say that they're entrepreneurs. People that kind of are a little bit more extensive, because it is levels to entrepreneurship. So the people that are on the panel have businesses, and they definitely have the experience, and they have been so authentic with me and transparent in business to tell me when I'm wrong, to tell me when I'm right. And I've had each one of them on my in the magazine and on the panel when we do the YouTube video. And I feel like people can learn something from them. They're of power, Giles definitely, and of course the host. Just real open, respectable people. He just talked about how David, he knows David. If you know David, you know what I'm talking about when I say respectable. He's just one of those people that just can draw you in, and you just kind of was sitting in the room. You didn't even know why you came, but you're glad that you did come. But these people, I cherish in a way of business. So that's why I'm bringing the panel together, because I want to be able to talk about resources and things that people really don't know. Where is your money being allocated to? Are you just taking it in and spending it all? Okay, I just got this $5,000 wedding. Okay, is all that $5,000 going to go to what? Where is it going to go to? If you lost all your data, like, where is it going to go to? Like, you have to think about these things if you're really serious about owning a business. Not just being an entrepreneur out here and hustling and trying to running up bills. That's really what you're doing. You're running up bills.
Yeah,
but you have to be able to know passive income. And so there's just so much that I've learned. And there's so much that I learned from each of them. And so I created, I guess you could say I'm a producer in a way, because I do produce all the shows.
So it's an extension of Geek Plus.
It's an extension of the entrepreneur part.
What do you call it?
Mentoring business.
Oh, that's what it's called.
It's called mentoring business. You can mentor, I don't know, kids. I just thought it would be a cool, different name. But Thursday at 7:30, it's at Hack Electronics. My guy Harry, he owns it, Harry Kennedy. So hopefully you guys can come out at, I should know the address. That's okay. Just look up Hack.
Tickets still available?
Tickets are still available. Space is very limited. When I say limited, like, we're going to probably have like 20 people up in there. Because the space is not that big. It's an electronic shop. So
Taylor said Thursday, yes, get your tickets.
Yes, get your Taylor is hey Taylor.
And we shared it on the page too, so you guys can find it.
So please look it up. Please, guys, join us Thursday. My baby, she'll be there with her business, Mignon Catering.
Your daughter?
So my daughter has a business.
How old is she?
She'll be 16 October 1st.
Awesome.
Yes, and we're excited to even, but
I be trying to get mine, but she like, I'm finna be a doctor. I don't need.
Well, my little one wants to be a surgeon. She don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, mine's like, I'm be OBGYN or a psychiatrist, or maybe I can do a dual PhD.
Yeah, she don't. My baby, the oldest baby was there doing all that. So I'm excited about her coming and people seeing her again, of course. But people that know me, they know she's been doing it for a while. But Thursday, and I don't know, just come, y'all. Just show up.
I want you to talk about the Hack Electronics.
Okay.
Don't you all have a kids program?
Yeah, so with Hack Electronics, I'm laughing because Harry's like, no, just promote Geek Plus, you know. But people come to me asking me about Hack. You know, so another business that I'm launching is my branding and marketing business for Rich Girl Media. I'll launch that September 15th. And it has created a way for me to take my friends and create content for them through photography for their social media, for their website, whatever you're going to use it for, basically digital, of course, or it could be print. But basically he needed help with the summer program, and he caters to children between 5 and 18. He has a lot of interns that like, you know, building and being an engineer, and he takes them and girl, they just have the best fun, and they build circuit boards and they learn the software.
That's dope.
And they do everything.
Coding.
And that's
they definitely do coding.
And that's helping to break barriers too.
You know.
So the summer,
gaming.
yeah. So he does a lot of gaming. He does a lot of maybe like not super active, but introactive. I can't think of the whole internet things with those games, but he builds things. He builds everything. So that's just kind of how it ties into technology and the engineering. People don't really know the difference. Science, technology, and engineering, they're three different things, but they definitely come together to build. So thank God for him, because he's really a sweetheart. I met him at a networking event, and when I met him and he told me about his business, so I'm praying that he goes farther, and thank him for hiring me and keeping me on his team. And networking is bomb.
How do you choose the people that you feature in your?
Weirdly, I asked God to send them. Because I did not know at first what we were going to specifically feature. Like, people were like, do Oprah. What the heck? I don't want to see myself.
On another magazine.
On a whole. Yeah, she's on every one of her things. So, no, I wanted to bring more awareness to the categories. We got art, we got fashion. I think we just come collectively with the meetings, and we choose. But I have a partnership with INYS, which is Joseph Abraham, and they have the Entrepreneur Magnet.
Oh, I know.
And they are really cool, and they are our cover for October, August. That we haven't released yet, but it may be pushed to September. But that's okay. So they have been a big help to our networking, entrepreneur, whole speaking engagements. Like I said, I'm learning so much, and I'm always networking. Mm-hmm. So that's like one of the things I love to do. So I think that's probably why I made the whole series, because I want to bring people together to learn. If you want to learn, I don't think it's so much like, oh, you have to do this. you have to want to be able to come in and, you know, learn from different people. I've learned so much with you guys. So.
Well, thank you. We've learned so much with you as
I
well.
appreciate that.
And I always tell them, when we first started this, I was like, I try to meet as many people as I can because the more people you meet, the less money you will spend. Connections are better than cash. If you know somebody that can do something, you ain't got to pay for it.
Yeah, bartering is really, really cool. I've got bundles. And, I've drove people cars for a couple of weeks.
My friend's photographer, a girl gave her a bag of eyelashes. I was like, that's crazy.
You never know what you can use those things for. Yeah. My clients that I have now for my business that's launching, like, I got a lot of products in my living room. I can't wait to use them all.
Yeah, relationships.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I can't wait for him. Because he builds cell phone as well. So I'm waiting for him to build me a cell phone.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I hope we can have you again whenever you're on your next project. We want to keep up with you.
Right. I want to keep up with you guys too. So with me, AshleyNicolePhotography.com, GeekPlusMagazine.com, AshleyRichWeddings.com.
Are you on IG?
RichGirlMedia.com. I built them all myself. Am I on
IG?
So yeah, everything is on IG. If you go to Snap by Ashley Nicole, that's my personal page. You guys can scroll, like everything. Mignon's Catering. I have a nonprofit, so just do everything, y'all. Just go like. I'll return all those likes as well, and reach out, and we can work together. We can talk about business, because definitely that's what I like to do, obviously. And get some stuff so we can do some execution, so we can make stuff effective. I'm ready for that.
For sure.
Because we got that 2020 vision over here.
I'm calling Ashley. She finna be my new mentor. She don't even know. I'm like,
2020.
Yeah, we're in 2020. I talked to her the other day. I'm telling myself I'm in February of 2020. And only because tax season comes on. I'm an entrepreneur. I need my money.
Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next week.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful. Get yourself